You wouldn't believe. I didn't realize this a year ago when I declared my campaign and all this other stuff, that even people in my own community that were really good friends have become just, I don't want to say wacko, but they sort of went overboard on the extremism of their politics. And here I am trying to run as a centric guy. I know it's transhumanism, it's weird, but at the same time, it's like even the transhumanists have gotten really aggressive, and it must be this way, and you can only say this, and I mean, there's no way to make everyone happy. But I've been, I literally get a hate email once a day at least.
Wow.
And about once or twice a month we get the death threats. Just last week I got the death threats. And it's such a bummer. I got family and kids.
Right. Yeah, and really it all comes down to freedom and liberty.
Of course, it's just like, and it's hard because obviously anything in the government is limiting freedom, and so that becomes kind of a thorny issue. But at the same time, it's like, well, if you're going to have government, try to make it as good as it can be, But, like I said, it takes on its own animal. It becomes something quite different.
It does, yeah. So how long have you been running now?
Over a year, basically. I formed the Transhumanist Party over a year ago, and I essentially declared my candidacy at the same time. Obviously I have no chance of winning and all that other stuff, but it's been interesting.
Things to light.
Yeah, it's been interesting to kind of have a campaign. The media has been really on board with at least talking about it. And I was just actually watching some of John McAfee's interviews on the Alex Jones show, and I was actually interested because him and I are sort of have almost similar themes. He just declared his candidacy, and we both technology parties. But so it's nice because I think it's cool that people are highlighting technology more.
Yeah. Just even talking about something other than Republican or Democrat.
Oh, I know, because it's so like, first off, it's just part of the system. That's one of the things we're running for. It's just to say, younger people want a third party, or at least they want it in the influencing it, because it's so kills me that it's one or the other.
Yeah.
And I was just reading. In fact, I think I read on your guys' site that the only candidate never between the Republicans and the Democrats was George Washington. He's the only one who was independent. And I thought, in a 300-something year or 200-something year history, that's pretty sad.
Right. Yeah, I remember, when like Ross Perot and those guys were running and all that kind of stuff was happening a long time ago, of course. But those different candidates that were running for Republican or Democrat, they all were hitting the same points. They all were hitting the same thing everybody wanted to hear, but of course nothing ever happened.
Yeah, no, and that's the problem, is that when you're just catering to the masses, you don't really get far. It takes the people in between to somehow get in there, and I think I advocate for other third-party candidates as much as I advocate for my own candidacy, because I realize it's not just about me. It's really about a new method, a new way of looking at politics that allows other voices.
Yeah, it's not necessarily their team or our team. We're all on the same team.
Of course. And I wish people would sort of get that. And I just wish that there would be more attention. I know you guys give attention to it, but more like mainstream media attention to the third-party candidates. Not saying they're going to win. I always say, hey, I'm not going to win, obviously. But just to pay attention to the ideas, and maybe they might brush off in the bigger candidates.
Yeah, and even us, we don't even have enough resources sometimes to really grasp what everybody's trying to do versus what's really happening.
Right.
And that's ultimately what we're trying to do, is shed some light on everything as much as we can. Yeah, Trump, I don't necessarily agree with everything any one of them says.
Right.
But Trump's actually bringing things to light, talking about stuff.
Yeah, well, I appreciate what he's done, because he's gone out there and shaken things up, and he made the Republican Party wake up and say, well, are you willing? How we have to handle this differently, and in a way that's kind of good, because you sort of need characters involved Because honestly, who really wanted to see Jeb Bush versus Hillary? That
Right.
Did we really want to watch that unfold every day on CNN and Fox? So Trump's added something totally different.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree. I don't agree with a lot of the policies, but I agree with how he's just disrupted the system.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that this disruption is a good thing.
Yeah, if people can just wake up a little bit, that's one step forward.
Totally.
We'll be pulling up here in
Yeah, you guys can stop filming because we're getting pretty
2 or
close.
3 minutes.
Okay.